In a cozy forest filled with whispering pine trees and colorful mushrooms lived a young porcupine named Pippa. Pippa had a kind heart and a cheerful laugh, but she had a little problem. When she felt scared, surprised, or upset, her quills would stick straight out, sharp and pointy, without her even meaning to. One bright morning, Pippa was playing a lively game of tag with her friends. The forest floor was a blur of happy feet and joyful squeals. "You're it," chirped Sammy the squirrel. Pippa giggled and spun around to chase him, but she turned just a little too quickly. Bump. Her quills accidentally poked Benny the bunny right on his fluffy tail. Ouch, Benny cried. Hopping back with a wince, Pippa froze, her heart thumping in her chest. She saw the surprise and hurt in Benny's eyes. She wanted to say something, anything to make it better, but the words got stuck in her throat, feeling a mix of shame and fear. Pippa did the only thing she could think of. She turned and ran away, disappearing behind a large oak tree. Later that day, at lunchtime, Pippa noticed something strange. She sat on her favorite mossy log, ready to munch on a juicy apple, but no one came to join her. The birds, who usually sang to her, perched on faraway branches. The squirrels, who loved sharing nuts, just whispered to each other and scurried away. Pippa felt a heavy, lonely feeling deep inside her tummy. She looked at her quills, which were still a little bit spiky. "I didn't mean to hurt anyone," she thought to herself, her eyes feeling watery. But she was too embarrassed to go find her friends, so she just sat there, quiet and all alone. As the afternoon sun dipped lower in the sky, Pippa tried to join another game. She saw Freddie the Fox carefully stacking a basket full of shiny red berries he had just picked. Pippa tiptoed over, hoping to help, but as she got close, a grasshopper leaped out, startling her. Her quills shot up in surprise. She brushed past Freddie, and with a clumsy little wobble, she knocked over his entire berry basket. Berries rolled everywhere, like tiny red marbles scattering across the forest floor. Everyone stopped and stared. Freddie looked down at his spilled berries with a sad sigh. Pippa's quills stood up even taller, and the feeling of shame washed over her again. Without a word, she turned and ran away for the second time that day, hiding herself in a patch of tall ferns. That evening, as the sky turned a beautiful shade of orange and purple, Pippa sat all by herself under a weeping willow tree. A single tear rolled down her furry cheek. The heavy feeling in her tummy was heavier than ever. Then, she remembered something her mother had told her. "My sweet Pippa," her mother's gentle voice, echoed in her mind. Everyone makes mistakes. It's part of learning. But the bravest, kindest thing you can do when you make a mistake is to say you're sorry. Pippa thought about her mother's words. It sounded scary, but was it scarier than feeling this lonely? She took a deep, shaky breath, and then another. Slowly, as she found her courage, her quills began to relax, lying flat against her back once more. With her heart still beating fast, Pippa waddled back to the clearing where her friends were quietly sitting. She walked right up to Benny the bunny. "Benny," she said softly, her voice barely a whisper, "I'm really, really sorry for poking you with my quills this morning. And I'm sorry for running away. I was just scared. Then she turned to Freddie the fox. And Freddie, I'm so sorry I knocked over your berries. I didn't mean to. To Pippa's surprise, Benny the bunny smiled a small, gentle smile. Thank you for saying sorry, Pippa, he said kindly. It's okay. The fox nodded too, his sad expression softening. Suddenly, the heavy feeling inside Pippa was gone, replaced by a warm, light feeling. Sammy the squirrel scampered over, and soon, all the friends were on their hands and knees, helping Freddie gather every last berry. Afterward, they played a gentle game of hide-and-seek among the moonbeams. Pippa laughed, a real, happy laugh, and her quills stayed perfectly calm and relaxed against her back. As the forest settled down for the night and the stars began to twinkle, Pippa looked at her friends and felt a rush of love. She had learned a very important lesson that day. Making a mistake can feel awful, but a simple, honest apology has the power to heal hurt feelings and make everything right again. And that felt like the best magic of all.